My name is Debra Richardson, and I work with you to help you clean up your vendor data, clean up your vendor processes so that you pay the right vendor. Now, this week's Vendor Master File tip of the week is: does your vendor team know the accounting system or ERP? And I have at least 30 things they should know, but many times they do not. And don't worry about it. I was in that same spot as well. And so let's talk about gaps in knowledge. So when organizations, probably yours too, thinks about the vendor setup and maintenance function, they probably think about, the processes, focusing on policies, procedures, hopefully, and also fraud awareness. And all of that absolutely matters, but there's another area that is just as important and often overlooked: knowledge on the actual accounting system functionality used to set up those vendors and maintain that vendor master file. And that gap matters more than any leaders or even the vendor team members realize. So let's talk about some what can happen when your team members have a gap in knowledge. And the 30 system functionalities that vendor teams should know, but they don't. Those are all in this podcast, which you can listen to wherever you listen to podcasts. It's my putting the AP and Happy podcast, episode 383, but it's actually going to come up right after this video. But I do want to talk about like three areas where it can help. And the first area is just system knowledge that really helps to prevent fraud. So vendor teams are definitely on the front line of preventing fraudulent payments. But fraud prevention is not only about spotting suspicious emails or recognizing red flags. It's also about knowing exactly how to use the system to slow down risk, document validation, and protect high risk data fields. And so, a great example is that vendor team members should know how to review audit trails and change logs. Without that level of system functionality, a team may know that a bank change is risky, but may not know where to verify prior changes, how to see who updated the record last, or how to confirm the right approval path was followed. And that is where fraud slips through. Also, system knowledge reduces duplicate vendors and a bad master data. So, clean vendor master data just does not happen by accident. It depends on, whether the team knows how to use system search tools, duplicate checks, status codes, classification fields, reporting functions, all the things. And when vendor teams are not trained on system functionality, common problems can start to build, including duplicate vendors and the issues that can arise when, let's say, inactive vendors are left open too long. So, over time, these mistakes can create more manual work, more exceptions, more payment risk, and really less confidence in the vendor master file. So, system knowledge really helps to avoid those problems before they create more problems. And then lastly, compliance depends on accurate system use. And many organizations, maybe even yours, really does not connect or do not connect accounting system functionality knowledge to compliance, but they really should. Incorrect entry of tax fields, withholding indicators, and vendor tax classification can create tax reporting errors later. System knowledge really helps to close that gap, helping team members understand not just what to do, but where and how to do it correctly in that system. So if you'd like to take my self-assessment, it actually has all 30 system functionalities that I think every vendor team needs to know so you can see where you have those gaps. Now, if you'd like more information on how to improve your vendor process, please go to my website at deborahrichardson.com for free tools and resources to avoid fraud, regulatory fines, and just overall bad vendor data. And if you would like over, I think it's 170 some hours now of vendor process training for your vendor team, check out the Vendor Process Training Center at training.deborahrichardson.com. So good luck and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified next Tuesday for the next Vendor Master File tip of the week.